Grand Rising, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am B Floss the God, and this morning I just want to talk about the power of repetition. All right, the power of repetition. Now, there's the conscious mind and there's the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is basically your awareness. Okay, the great I am, God. Okay, this is where thoughts and ideas come from. Okay, even if, let's say, you suffer from Alzheimer's or whatever, you may not know who you are or where you are, but you know that you are. Okay, so your conscious mind is basically your awareness. All right, whereas the subconscious mind, okay, this works through repetition. So like this is where like all of our old beliefs, and day-to-day habits, are stored, you know, and that is why being mindful and being aware, is very important, because if we're not in control, of the subconscious mind, like we can just go like we can just go through our day-to-day basis, you know what I mean, just like repetitively doing the same thing over and over without being conscious of it, and it is picked up and stored in the subconscious mind. Okay, so the subconscious mind, it works through repetition. All right, and whatever is repeated consistently, it is impressed upon the subconscious mind and then replicated onto the screen of space, which is the 3D reality where we live in right now, the physical material world. Okay, now the great Muhammad Ali. For those of you who may not know who Muhammad Ali is, one of the greatest, if not the greatest boxers of all time. In my opinion, the greatest boxers of all time, and he was indeed the greatest in the ring and out of the ring. And I'm not putting him on a pedestal, right? But he he actually lived it. He spoke it, he saw it, and he lived it. He was it. Okay? He called himself the greatest even before he knew he was. He said that himself. All right? And he has a quote in where he says, it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. It's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Okay? Now, Muhammad Ali, he was a master at the law, right? He was big on affirmations and visualizations and scripting as well. And his scripting, he would like mostly do it in poetry, in a poetic way, prophesying the certain wrongs, that he would knock out a person and what's not, and it did came into to fruition, right? Now, when he first told himself that he was the greatest, or when he spoke it, like he even said he didn't believe it at first, but the more he did it, you know, consistently, the more he did it, it actually came into fruition. All right, and he would see it with such conviction, repeatedly, that it had no choice but to manifest. Whether he believed it at first or not, but the more you do it, that is how the subconscious mind works. The more you do it, it actually leads to belief. Okay, and the more you continuously do it over and over and over and over all the time, that deep belief will then become a conviction, a knowing. Okay, so that is how the subconscious mind works through repetition. All right. Now, if you are a person, let's say you are skinny, right, and every single day you keep telling yourself, "I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat." Eventually, after a period of time, you're going to believe that, right? And it's actually going to be replicated on the screen of space. It's actually going to materialize, okay? Because that is how the subconscious mind works, right? Through repetition. You're doing it consistently over and over all the time, it has to impress upon the subconscious mind. And that is why being mindful is very, very important, you know? before we were aware, a lot of those old beliefs and stuff that we had through lack, surrounding lack and fear and stuff, we were picking up on a day-to-day basis and we wasn't even aware of it, every single day. All right. And it was stored in our subconscious mind and still up to this day. That is why that we're mindful now. It's a like a daily job. You got to keep working on it to reprogram it, right? Because all of those old beliefs are stored deep within the subconscious mind. Okay? And as I said before in the previous video about the subconscious mind, like nothing is impossible. There are no limits. We can change anything. So all of those old beliefs, you know what I mean? We can still drown them out with our new story and our new beliefs through the same repetition. Okay? So whether you prefer to use imaginary acts, visualizations, affirmations or scripting, you know, even something simple as mindful meditation, the more you do it repetitively over and over and over and over all the time, okay, it's gonna change, the way how you see things, how your brain functions. Okay, your subconscious mind is automatically it's gonna change. Okay, so repetition is very, very important, and as long as you're being mindful, repetition can play a very important role, in manifesting your every desire. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you use, affirmations or scripting or whatever, imaginary acts. Just the more you do it over and over and over again, okay, you will see the changes, because that's just how it works, right? And all of those old self beliefs that you had surrounding lack and fear, you know, as long as you're aware of them, what you can do is, if you prefer to script, you can write them out, write out those old beliefs that you have, and then write the new ones that you would like to see and that you would like to embody. Okay, and work on those new ones every single day, right? Every single day. If you have like a negative belief about money, you switch your story, with something more positive, and you work on that every single day. With love and relationships, do the same thing. Okay, so repeat, 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 repeat. Okay, and most importantly, be aware. All right, so that's the power of repetition, right? The more you repeat something over and over all the time, it is impressed upon the subconscious mind and replicated on the screen of space, right? Which is this 3D reality. All right. And the more you do it, you tend to see signs even before the manifestation materializes, majority of the times, right? Whatever you are thinking about consistently, speaking about consistently, you start to see signs of it, you know? You might see it on your phone. You might see it on social media as you're scrolling through. You might hear certain people talking about it, you know? Things like that. You might see signs, certain places, like you might see the signs of whatever it is that you are thinking about consistently, and speaking. All right, until it's actually materialized into the 3D reality. All right, so every day, just be on it. Repeat, repeat, repeat the story that you want, not the story that you don't want. Okay? So that's the power of repetition. So with all that being said, I am B Floss to God, and I'm sending you my love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings as usual. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification bell for more videos to come as well. All right? Love and peace. I'm out.